Hello guys, one of the most beautiful IIMs in our country is IIM Kozhikode, and with us is Anushka. She got through IIM Kozhikode this time. First of all, congratulations Anushka.
Thank you so much.
So how are you feeling after getting through IIM Kozhikode?
I am feeling right in the sky, right above the sky.
So let's discuss your whole journey and how the interview process went, what happened there. But before that, quickly tell about yourself so that people have your basic profile.
Sure, sir. So I did my graduation from Lady Shram College and I studied commerce along with minors in economics. From there I decided that I want to appear for CAT, but at that time COVID was going on, so I decided to go for work experience and I worked as a part of a consulting firm. But when I wanted to start my CAT preparation journey, I did a thorough analysis of where to actually get back in the study zone, because I was working for around 2.5 years. So after a careful analysis, I decided to go for CH EdgeMakers, wherein from the first moment, I believe it was a very good decision. So I became a part of the CH EdgeMakers family in June 2023.
Okay. So when did your interview occurred at IIM Kozhikode?
It was in March 2023.
March. Okay.
Yes.
And how did it start? Like when you reached there, what was the first step of the process? You gave it IIM Kozhikode or Mumbai? Mumbai. Okay.
Yes. So when I went in, we had to actually wait for our document verification, and I was surprisingly the very last student to actually get my documents verified and go for the interview. So among 50 students, I was actually the last student. So it was sort of tiring also, the entire process. We had to wait there for 4 hours and more. And then we went to the interview panel. There were around 6 panels. So I got one of the panels.
Okay. So how many people were there in the panel?
There were 2 people in the panel.
Yes. So probably it started with VAT.
Yes, I started with VAT.
Okay.
So before, in the middle of the document verification process, they started off with the VAT procedure. So the topic was provided to us and around 25 minutes were provided to write on the topic. One strategy, I think, which really helped me during the VAT procedure was, as soon as we received our topics, towards the back of the sheet, I had a small column wherein I noted down the pointers that I want to highlight in my essay. And I had around 6-7 pointers. It included some quotations, it included some stats, which I wanted to press on. The topic of the VAT was climate action is the need for now, and I took different perspectives on it. I concluded it. There was an introduction in it.
So that's what you used.
Yes.
So you feel that it worked for you?
It definitely did. It was a strategy that one of the teachers.
So to write it or type it?
No, we had to write it down.
Okay. Yeah. So you must have given a sheet of paper, probably 2 sides.
2 sides. And even though it does not matter a lot, people say, but I do very strongly believe in keeping that piece of paper very neat. So when you work on it, you have to make sure that your handwriting, there is not a lot of scribbling. So because the first impression when somebody looks at your sheet of paper, they should know that, okay, you are somebody who knows how to structure and organize things well.
Okay, great. So there were 2 people in your panel.
Right.
So both of them were professors or any LMS also?
Both of them were professors.
Okay. So did they introduce themselves?
No, they did not, but I asked around after that.
Okay. So what were your first question?
So my first question was, tell me about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how important the reply to this question is according to you?
It's definitely something that sets the pace, and the follow-up questions, it sets the pace of your entire interview. So for the next 20 minutes, I believe the questions which were asked to me were based off on this, tell me about yourself. So if you want to mold the interview according to how you want it to be, you have to be really thorough with this answer, because it's not just one question, it's a summary, a synopsis of your entire profile. So when I started preparing for my interview also, this was the first thing that I did. I first of all wrote down all of the pointers in my CV, right, from my education, my work experience, and this is something that I did in the personal counseling sessions, wherein the teachers also really helped me in having a backing for each of the pointers. So that was really important because it does not, there were some areas wherein I had to, for example, there was an area wherein I had to justify that this was my second CAT attempt. So why did I not go for a college in the first attempt? So questions like these, you have to really prepare these answers. In case they come up in the interview, you have to have a very strong reasoning answer for them.
Okay, great. So you are saying they asked most of the questions from your work experience.
Right.
So you were able to guide the interview by your tell me yourself question.
Absolutely.
Okay. So what were the questions about your work ex?
Right. So after giving a synopsis of my profile, I highlighted right from the college. I highlighted 2-3 things which were the most prominent in my profile, and I did the same for my work experience as well. There were 2 assignments that I wanted to focus on, and I prepared well on them. So one was regarding process transformation.
Okay.
So they asked me questions around it. What exactly did you do? How did you do it? So I had to explain them the working of the model that we worked on as a part of the organization. Of course, I cannot say that it was all me. I had to say that it was a team effort and what was my role specifically in it. And they then wanted to understand after that what, like, this is what you worked on, but do you have a view of the bigger picture?
Okay.
Do you know what the assignment is about? Do you know what is process transformation? So there were follow-up questions on that.
Questions on that. Okay. And did they ask anything else apart from your work ex?
Right. So it was very interesting. So one person actually focused on my work experience, and the other person who was there, he was listening from the point that I entered. He didn't say anything. He was just observing the way that I answered, how confident I was. And it's very important to be confident in these. I think that's the most important thing. Right from the point you entered, he was on a call for 5 minutes. So I believe that even when he was on a call, he was looking at me and he was seeing that if I was sitting there patiently or not.
Okay, he was continuously talking to someone.
Yes.
Okay.
So after that also there were a few times wherein he looked that how was I reacting, how was I responding to it, just being sitting there, because it was a scary moment. Of course they know that you are nervous, so just to sit there for 5 minutes and you have to be really conscious, you have to put your smiling face on. Then after he was done with his conversation, then I greeted him as well. So that was the only point of contact, and after that the other faculty, while he was talking to me, this person was just observing. And after he was done questioning, he said ki I'm done with the questions, one of the faculty said, and then he said I just have one question for you, and he said this is a win or loss for you. So this is just one reasoning question he asked me. It was a question based on dices. So dices and probability, and then also probability is one of my weakest pursuits. So I was like, it's not one of my strongest pursuits, but I'll give it a try. He said, I just want to see you trying. So he wanted me to actually go through the entire question. It was about, if you throw 3 dices, what is the probability of getting X and X? So he wanted me to say that, okay, when you do this, what is it? Like, he wanted to see the mechanism. How was I working in my mind around that question? And he was guiding me through it. He was helping me through it. But he wanted to see, and as soon as I said that it's not one of my strongest pursuits, he was even more so interested in it. That how do you handle a situation like that? How do you work in a situation like that? He was satisfied with the answer.
Okay, great. Anything else that they asked after that?
No, that was the last question.
Yes. So was there any question? If you have any question, you can ask. Was there any question like this?
No, they did ask me that if you have any other question, you can ask. And I said, what as a student, what expectations do you have of me? So they said that you'll come to know when you join our course. And if you join our course, so that was all.
That's it.
Yes.
So how long the interview lasts?
It was just 10 minutes, and this is again another pointer that I would like to highlight, that the interview experience is different for everybody. When we, for example, even when I am sharing my experience, it's like it's my experience which was based on my profile. When before my preparation, I was going through these interviews over internet, and I was trying to see what type of questions could I be asked, and I was scared. I was really anxious because the questions were specific to their profiles. So I think it's very important that you do not get intimidated based on that fact, and you prepare your best based on your profile.
True. Anything else that you'd like to suggest to the viewers?
I think one important critical aspect of it is also guidance. So even when you are fully capable of working around the interview process by yourself, I think if there's some guidance or some mentorship that helps you understand, for example, when I started.
And what about roles of mock interviews?
Roles of mock interviews, they're very, very important, because that gives you the confidence that when you go to an actual playground, you would be well versed with the setting. So I think mock interviews are one of the critical aspects wherein when you're put in that situation, it helps you with the anxiety, because most of the people lose with that anxiety. In that corridor as well, you see students sweating, you see students running up and down here and there. So I think it's very important. Mock interviews not only tell you where you stand, but it also gives you more confidence. And here, I think at CH EdgeMakers, I got a lot of that experience.
Great. Chali, it was really wonderful talking to you, and best of luck for your future.
Thank you so much.
Well, that's it. This was the interaction with Anushka. We'll certainly have more such interactions in future. Thank you so much for watching.